If you care about history because it teaches hard lessons that still matter, then you already understand why this topic deserves attention. Before we begin, I'll ask you directly. If this channel gives you real historical insight you won't hear elsewhere, take a moment to subscribe now and share this video with someone who values serious history. It helps keep this work alive. Now, let's get into it. When modern pipes fail, most people panic because they've forgotten something crucial. For most of human history, pipes were a luxury, not a guarantee, and entire societies survived, adapted, and even thrived without them. Understanding how they managed water is not nostalgia. It is practical knowledge with modern relevance. When centralized water systems collapsed in the past, the first response was not chaos, but reversion to layered, decentralized collection methods that already existed. Cities, towns, monasteries, farms, and even military camps had parallel water strategies ready long before failure occurred. The Roman world is often cited for its aqueducts, but what is rarely discussed is how Romans planned for interruptions. Rainwater cisterns were standard in private homes across the Mediterranean, not as backups, but as primary supplies. These cisterns were fed from rooftops and courtyards, plastered with waterproof lime mortar and cleaned seasonally. When aqueducts were damaged by war or neglect, these systems quietly took over. A modern application is simple and immediate. Roof-fed rainwater systems are not an emergency hack. They are historically proven infrastructure. Even a basic tank connected to guttering follows the same logic. Public water access points replaced household supply when pipes failed, and this pattern repeats across centuries. Medieval European towns relied heavily on public wells, fountains and springs long after Roman infrastructure decayed. These were not random holes in the ground. They were regulated, protected, and often guarded. Town ordinances restricted washing, animal watering, or dumping waste near them. The lesson here is social discipline around water sources. In practical terms today, any shared water point must have rules, physical protection, and clear separation from sanitation. History shows that water scarcity was managed socially as much as technically. Surface water collection became critical when groundwater access was limited. Rivers, streams, and lakes were used carefully, not blindly. In early modern cities, water carriers filled barrels upstream from population centres to avoid contamination. They understood flow direction long before germ theory. During sieges, defenders often constructed temporary intake points beyond walls using pipes made of wood or leather, weighted and submerged to draw cleaner water. For modern survivalists, this reinforces a key principle. If you must collect surface water, location matters more than filtration alone. Distance from human activity and upstream awareness are not optional details. Rainwater harvesting deserves deeper attention because it was one of the most resilient systems ever devised. In the Middle East, North Africa and parts of Asia, entire cities were designed around rainfall capture. Roofs were shaped to channel water into underground chambers that stayed cool and resisted evaporation. Some cisterns stored water for years. The practical takeaway is longevity. Stored water must be shielded from light, heat, and contamination. Even today, underground or shaded storage dramatically improves water quality over time. This is not theory. It worked for centuries under harsher conditions than most people face now. In rural settings, water management was even more decentralized. Farms relied on ponds, springs, dew collection, and shallow wells. In parts of England and France, farmers constructed dew ponds on hilltops lined with clay and straw, capturing nighttime condensation to water livestock. These ponds functioned where no streams existed. The modern application is uncomfortable but useful. Atmospheric moisture can be harvested with passive systems if you understand local conditions. Fog nets, condensation surfaces, and shaded basins follow the same principle with updated materials. When pipes failed during wartime, discipline became the deciding factor between survival and collapse. London during the Blitz experienced frequent water outages. Authorities distributed information on collecting rainwater from roofs, using bathtubs as temporary reservoirs, and prioritizing drinking over cleaning. People adapted quickly because guidance was clear and expectations were realistic. The lesson is preparation through knowledge, not equipment alone. Knowing how to ration, rotate and protect water supplies matters more than owning advanced filters you don't understand. Water purification historically relied on settling, boiling and basic filtration long before chemicals were common. People allowed sediment to settle, poured water through cloth or sand, and boiled what mattered most. While imperfect, these methods reduced risk significantly. Applied today, this means redundancy. No single method is enough, but layered approaches are reliable. Settling plus filtration plus heat has kept people alive for generations. What history makes clear is that water failure was never treated as a single-point disaster. It was anticipated, absorbed and managed through overlapping systems and shared responsibility. Pipes were convenient, not sacred. The mistake of the modern world is assuming infrastructure will always function. The wisdom of the past lies in assuming it will not. If this kind of grounded, serious historical analysis matters to you, subscribe to The Prepper Historian and share this video with others who care about learning from the past instead of repeating its mistakes.